If you're thinking about dating a deep intuitive, don't. Seriously, save yourself the trouble. Run in the opposite direction. I'm talking about INFJs, INTJs, INFPs, and INTPs, the rare minds who make up less than 15% of the population, because deep intuitives are terrible at dating. Absolutely terrible. And today, I'm going to give you 8 very good reasons why you should never, ever date one of us. And if you make it through all 8, there's a bonus reason at the end. Trust me, you'll want to hear this one. Let's get into it. 1. They'll know if you're the one or next within 15 minutes, and they can't hide it. You sit down, order drinks, exchange pleasantries. 15 minutes in, they've already decided your entire future. If it's a no, they'll start giving you dating advice for other people. You know, I think you'd really vibe with someone more extroverted. Have you tried that hiking group downtown? Hold on. We're on a date. You're matchmaking me with hypothetical people while sitting across from me. Or worse, they get that look. That distant stare that says, I'm running 47 simulations and in 0 of them does this work. INTJs are calculating compatibility metrics. INFJs are sensing whether your energies will ever align. Same result, different process. The date's not even over and they've already conducted a full relationship autopsy. 2. They'll cancel plans last minute because something feels off. Date planned for a week. Reservations made. You're excited. 2 hours before. Hey, I'm getting a weird feeling about tonight. Can we reschedule? A weird feeling? What does that even mean? I don't know. Something just feels off. The energy isn't right. Your intuition? We had plans. With a reservation. No emergency, no excuse, just vibes, bad vibes, cosmic signals only they can detect. Concert tickets? Something doesn't feel right. Weekend trip? My gut is saying not yet. Dinner with your friends? The energy feels heavy. You can't argue with intuition. You can't logic through, it just feels wrong. They're operating on some invisible frequency, and you're just supposed to accept it. 3. Small talk will physically pain them. Beautiful weather today, isn't it? They look at you like you just asked them to solve a meaningless riddle. An INTP will give you visible confusion. Why are we discussing atmospheric conditions when we could analyze whether free will is compatible with determinism? An INFP is internally screaming, I'm being forced to talk about clouds when I could share my theory about why autumn feels like grief. They cannot do surface-level chit-chat without dying inside. Every how's work feels like sandpaper on their soul. First dates? Torture. Your family gathering? A nightmare of forced pleasantries. If you need someone who can small talk at parties, keep looking. 4. They'll remember every single detail, even things you wish they'd forget. They remember everything. That offhand comment about your ex 6 months ago? Stored, filed, ready for retrieval. You said in March you felt disconnected in your last relationship. Is that happening again? I said that once 6 months ago. How do you... They remember your coffee order after hearing it one time. Your childhood dog's name. Your biggest fear. Exactly how you phrased it. Which sounds sweet until they remember every contradiction too. Last month you said you wanted spontaneity, but you've turned down every spontaneous plan. Okay, calm down, human filing cabinet. You can't casually change your mind because they've logged your entire opinion history and will call you out on inconsistencies. 5. They fall for potential, not reality. They're not dating you. They're dating the idealized version in their imagination. You mentioned wanting to write a book? INFJs have already envisioned your book's emotional impact and planned your author tour. INTJs have assessed market viability, identified your competitive advantage, and outlined your 3-book deal. You're still on chapter 1. You haven't written in 3 months. They see potential everywhere. They project entire futures based on one conversation. Then reality disappoints. They don't want you as you are. They want you as you could be, as you should be. Exhausting. 6. They'll compare you to characters from books and movie. You remind me of this character from this book. Okay, cool. Which character? Well, they start off closed off but then have this whole arc where, wait, am I the character at the beginning or end? Is this a compliment? They can't just experience you as you. They have to place you in some narrative framework, some archetypal pattern. You have very Mr. Darcy energy. Is that good? Should I be less Darcy, more Darcy? INFPs are the worst for this. You're not a person. You're a walking collection of fictional parallels and mythological archetypes. It's like dating a film studies major who won't stop deconstructing you as a character. 7. They need alone time more than they need oxygen. Plans this weekend? They're canceling. Again, they need alone time like other people need air. Social interaction, even with people they love, drains them completely. You'll feel lonely even when you're together because half their brain is already planning escape routes back to solitude. Want to come to my best friend's birthday? I would literally rather do anything else. INFJs and INTJs are especially brutal about this. Their social battery has exactly 3 bars, and your friend's party just drained all of them. If you need someone consistently available who doesn't need 48-hour recovery periods after dinner, this isn't it. 8. They're emotional fortresses that take forever to open up. Good luck getting past their walls. They'll share ideas, theories, observations about human nature, philosophical debates. But feelings, vulnerability, actual emotions, 6 months minimum, maybe a year, possibly never. They're emotional Fort Knox with 39 security layers. You're pouring your heart out and they're nodding like they're taking research notes. How do you feel about us? I think our relationship demonstrates interesting attachment patterns and… No. How do you feel? I just told you. They express emotions like they're defending a dissertation. The soft center exists. It's just buried under layers of intellectualization and self-protection. So yeah, 8 red flags. Sounds pretty terrible, right? But remember that bonus reason I promised? Here it is. The 9th reason you should never date a deep intuitive? Because you might fall in love. The kind of love that changes everything. Let me tell you a secret. Every person I know who's been in a truly deep, soul-changing relationship, they're dating one of us. Why is that? Deep intuitives are like geodes. Rough, heavy, unremarkable on the outside. But crack one open. Stunning crystals that took millions of years to form. And every single red flag I just showed you? That's exactly why. Let me show you how. 1. They decide fast, so no games, no wasted time. Yes, they know within 15 minutes. But that's rare. Most people play games for months. Let's see where this goes. Keeping my options open. Deep intuitives? They know. If it's no, they're honest. They won't string you along for 3 months because they're bored. They respect you enough to set you free. And if it's yes, they'll talk about shared experiences you haven't had yet. I feel like we're going to have really good 2 a.m. conversations. You're going to hate my coffee process but find it endearing. We just met 15 minutes ago, but they know. They've seen the pattern, the fit, how your energies work. Most people need months to figure out compatibility. Deep intuitives need one conversation, and they're usually right. No games, no playing it cool, just immediate, honest recognition. 2. They cancel based on vibes, which means their intuition protects you both. Yes, they cancel based on vibes, but their vibes are almost always right. That party they didn't want to go to? Drama-filled nightmare? That person they got a bad feeling about? Total disaster. That event that felt off? Everyone said it was terrible. Their intuition isn't random. It's pattern recognition operating subconsciously. They're picking up subtle cues, energy, timing, context, that most people miss. When they say something feels off, they're protecting both of you from wasting time on something misaligned. And when they do show up, you know everything aligned. The energy is right. They want to be there. Most people say yes to everything and show up resentfully. Deep intuitives only say yes when they mean it. Their cancellations aren't rejection, they're recalibration. 3. Small talk pains them, but you'll have the deepest conversations. Yes, small talk is torture. But once you get past the weather, straight to, what's your biggest fear? Do you think consciousness is an illusion? What would you do if you couldn't fail? After midnight conversations about existence, dreams, reality, who you want to become, you'll never be bored, ever. INTPs will take you down philosophical rabbit holes you didn't know existed. INFPs will share emotional depth most people can't even access. Most relationships plateau at surface comfort. Theirs keep going deeper. They don't waste time on shallow because life's too short for conversations that don't matter. You get depth? Always. 4. They remember everything and you never have to repeat yourself. Yes, they remember everything, but that means you never explain yourself twice. Mom's birthday mentioned 6 months ago? They remembered. They'll ask how dinner went. Your childhood dog? They'll reference it when you're sad because they know it matters. Coffee order? Memorized after one time. They remember because they care. Because you're important enough to pay attention to. Most people are so distracted they barely retain basic information about people they're dating. Deep intuitives build detailed maps of who you are, your stories, your fears, your dreams, and yes, they'll notice contradictions. but not to attack, to understand your growth. You said you wanted spontaneity. I notice you've been saying no. Has something shifted? That's not judgment. That's someone who's been paying attention checking in. Being remembered, truly remembered, is one of the deepest forms of love. 5. They fall for potential, which means they believe in you when you don't. Yes, they see who you could become. But that's a gift. They believe in your potential not because you're broken. They see it because it's genuinely there. When you say, I want to write a book someday, most people say, cool, and move on. Deep intuitives say, tell me about it. What's stopping you? What would chapter 1 look like? INTJs will strategize the path. INFJs will nurture the vision. INFPs will connect it to your deeper purpose. INTPs will help you think through the logic. They don't see potential as fantasy. They see it as a roadmap. When you doubt yourself, when you're ready to give up, they'll remind you who you're capable of becoming. Most people accept you as you are and never push you to grow. Deep intuitives see who you could be and believe you can get there. 6. They compare you to fiction because they see you mythologically. Yes, they compare you to fictional characters. But that's profound, not shallow. They're not reducing you to a trope. They're recognizing patterns, archetypes, the deeper structure of who you are. You have Mr. Darcy energy means, I see your walls. I see the pride protecting a tender heart. I see the transformation you're capable of. They're seeing you through story, myth, archetype, frameworks humans have used for thousands of years to understand each other. They're placing you in a larger narrative. You're not just someone they're dating. You're part of something bigger. They see your character arc, your journey, your transformation. Most people see you as static, fixed. Deep intuitives see you as evolving. They understand you as part of a story still being written. Being seen mythologically, as more than surface traits, but as complex with depth and potential, is incredibly intimate. They don't see you as ordinary. They see you as legendary. 7. They need alone time, so you matter because you're the exception. Yes, they need solitude, a lot. But if they're spending time with you instead of recharging, you're not just important. You're essential. Deep intuitives have tiny circles, not friend groups, carefully curated collections of people who make their limited energy worth spending. If you're in, you're not there by accident. INFJs will ghost everyone except their chosen 3. INTJs will cancel everything except what truly matters. They don't do social obligations. They don't hang out because they're supposed to. If they keep showing up for you, it's because they genuinely want to. Most people have hundreds of friends. Deep intuitives have 3, maybe 5. And if you're one of them, that means everything. You're not fighting for attention in a crowd. You're one of the chosen few. 8. They're fortresses, but when they open, you've found the treasure. Yes, they're guarded. Yes, it takes forever. But when they finally open up, you're seeing something almost nobody gets to see. The soft center beneath the armor, the tender heart they protect carefully, the vulnerability they guard like dragons guard gold. It's not that they don't feel. They feel everything. Every emotion at maximum volume. Every hurt cuts deeper. Every connection matters more. They're not cold. They're careful. Because when they love completely, intensely, with everything. And that kind of love is dangerous. It leaves you exposed, vulnerable, breakable. So they protect it. They wait. They test. But when they finally hand you the key, you're not just getting feelings. You're getting their soul. Most people are open books. Deep intuitives are mysteries, geodes. And when you crack them open, the beauty inside is worth every moment it took. So should you date a deep intuitive? Here's the truth. We're not easy. We disappear. We overthink. We see too much. We feel too deeply. We need space. We build walls. We're the rough geode you'd walk past if you didn't know better. But crack us open. Crystals that took a lifetime to form. Beauty worth protecting. Depth most people never experience. We're not for everyone. We're for people who want to be seen, not just looked at. For people who want conversations that matter. For people who value presence over frequency. For people brave enough to wait for the fortress to open. For people who understand the best things aren't easy. They're worth it. So yeah, don't date a deep intuitive. Unless you want someone who will see you, hear you, understand you, believe in you, and love you with an intensity most people don't know exists. Unless you're ready to crack open the geode. Unless you're ready for something real. Your call. If this made you realize you're dating a geode, or you are the geode, Subscribe for more psychology content about deep intuitives. Check out the other videos on the channel. See you in the next one. Take care, Deep Mind.